comedian. I've known him for 30 years. He's been mentoring comedians for a long time, and he does a great job. And I'd like to get a round of applause for every new comedian we saw tonight. Everyone. Absolutely. It took me back to those early days where you're as nervous as fuck and till you get that first laugh and then you're fucking on a high. So, and you know, it's still, to this day, I mean, I don't need to be here, I'm fucking rich. I'm here because I love stand-up comedy and I love seeing new people do it, and yeah, it is really living. So yeah, so anyway, it is great to be here. I am fired up. I had an operation today. I've got a bloody... Oh, wow. Yeah, so I had skin cancers cut off my back. Oh. And yeah, true story. You can see it on my Instagram. Literally lying down, about to get sliced open, and I said to the nurse, "Can you film it? It's all content." I said, "But we're trying to keep you alive." I said, "I don't give a fuck. Film, what if I died? I said, fuck, imagine how many hits that'd get." That's all. I will be on my deathbed doing stand-up comedy. I'll think of a joke as I'm about to die. I'll go, fuck, gotta write this shit down. So I just love it. I absolutely do. So no, it is great to be here. I've just got back from Europe, true story, with my family. Had a 3-week holiday. I got a wife and 3 children. We haven't been to Europe for 10 years. We went 10 years ago when the kids were like 3 or 4, 2 and 1. That was a bad idea 10 years ago. This year they said, we're in Paris, and they said, we need to go to Disneyland, Dad. I said, you went last time. And my daughter said, when was that? I said, I don't know, 10 years ago. She said, I was 2. I don't remember it. I said, well, you should have paid more fucking attention. I do remember it, and you're a pain in the ass. But so, no, it was great. It was great. It was great. A great trip. We started in London a few weeks ago. Got in a cab after the flight. Flight was a lot easier this time, I must admit. But yeah, we got the cab driver said, "Oh, it's a heat wave." I said, "Yeah, right. How long's it been going for?" And he said, 1 day. I said, "How long has it got to go?" He said, "Apparently 3 more." How hot's it going to get? I asked. He goes, "Well, it might get to 32. I said, "Fuck, all right. I don't know if I can deal with it. From Australia, we don't know what you're talking about." So, heat waves. No, but it's actually 32 over there is hotter than it is here. I don't fucking know why, but it is. But I went on the tube a lot. I don't know if you've been to London. There's all the underground stations. It's exciting to go on the tube. We're building a tube here as well. Remember, I think at the moment we've got 4 or 5 underground stations, and we're spending another $10 billion, and we're going to end up with 3 more. So it's pretty exciting for Melbourne. I don't know if you know how full on it is, but they're building an underground station at Town Hall, and it's well needed. Because right now, if you want to get to the Melbourne Town Hall by public transport, you've got to get a train to Flinders Street Station and then walk probably 100 metres. So just too much. So I can't. They're actually building another one in St Kilda Road. I don't know if you've seen that. It's called Anzac. Is it? Or no? Yes. Anzac. Can't wait for that. Because that area is just fucking chock-a-block full of people. I haven't been there recently, but we really need that. There's one day of the year on Anzac Day when they need that. There used to be a lot of lanes to get into the city on St Kilda Road. There's one now for cars, and it's 7 for fucking Uber scooter people. The only way to get around Melbourne now is to put strap some noodles to your back, and I don't like it. No, it's great to be here. But yeah, underground. I don't know if you've been on. They were so freaked out on the underground in London. They were going voiceover, going, "Carry water with you. Carry water with you on the train." Yeah, because sure. We're on a train, we're underground. I don't think anyone's going to fucking die if they don't have a sip of water for 5 stops, yeah? We're not mountain biking across the Sahara Desert. Tell people to carry deodorant, that's what they fucking need. I've been to London, lucky enough to go to London. I went to Angel Station and I got on the escalator. And I didn't know how long the escalator was. There's a thing where you got to stand on the right and walk on the left. And I saw all these lazy English people standing on the right. And I thought, fuck that, I'm a rugged Australian. I'm going to walk up this escalator. And I started walking for about 5 minutes, and then I got a stitch. And I looked up, and I couldn't see the end. I couldn't see the top. I was like, "Fuck! I've made a bad decision." And I tried to get in on the right, but this bloke said, "Nah, mate, you've made your decision." I said, "Fuck! You got any water?" It's so deep. I didn't realise I went through via Middle Earth. But no, it was great to be there. And then you know what? I want to brag, but I will. Anyone else go to Scary Spice's wedding? I'm the only one, yeah. I went to Scary Spice's wedding a couple of weeks ago. It's not a fucking joke. I did. Because she was on The Masked Singer Australia for a couple of seasons. Who loved that? Yeah. Fuck, all right, great. It's not on air anymore. What did I do? It wasn't my fucking fault. It's a fucking hard show to be on. Honestly, and I was not getting any appreciation. I don't know if you know what that show is. It's a fucking nightmare. If you don't know what it is, it's a group of big-time celebrities wear masks and they sing on a stage, and then I would be on a panel with other big-time celebrities, and we've got to guess who's under the mask. And it's a fucking hard show to be on because you never know when the guessing fucking has to finish, because often the mask would come off and you'd have to keep guessing. And I'd be sitting next to Mel B, who's from London, and she'd be looking at me going, "Who is it?" I said, "I don't know, I live here, I've got no fucking idea." And then the host, Osher Ginsberg, goes, "Hughesey, you must have lots of questions for this person." "Oh, yeah, I have. First one is, "Who the fuck are you?" And Mel B was great. And before Mel B was on that show, I was on the show with Lindsay Lohan. So that was extraordinary. Like Lindsay Lohan, an international superstar, who, as a child, became famous when she did a movie called Parent Trap, and then did a movie called Freaky Friday, another massive movie, then did a movie called Mean Girls when she was a teenager, another massive movie, and then Lindsay, I think in her late teens, early 20s, started making a series of decisions, both personal and professional, which meant that in 2017, her manager said, "You're flying to Australia to be on The Masked Singer Australia." And I think when I sat beside her on that first episode, she regretted most of those decisions. I'm not a big name in America, and she looked at me like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then she said, "Why do you speak like that?" I said, "I'm from the country." She said, "I thought you were mentally challenged." I don't think they're mutually exclusive, but she got told there was going to be massive stars on Masked Singer Australia, lied to by her agent, I believe, saying that she was disappointed. First episode, a wolf came on stage and started singing. Lindsay's beside me, and this wasn't a joke. She looked at the wolf and said, "I think it's Bruno Mars." I said, "I reckon it probably is. He's worth $800 million US. He just sold fucking 500,000 albums. This was clearly always going to be his next move, I reckon." That's what I said. What I thought was, "Lindsay, we spent our budget on you. That's fucking not Bruno Mars." But it got me, and my son wouldn't watch the show, a fucking arsehole. I've got a 16-year-old son who thinks he's cooler than me. I knew it was going to be axed, that show, and he'd never seen an episode of it. "You're a disgrace to the family." I made him watch an episode one night. He's sitting beside me on the couch. Then I'm on TV in a stupid suit, trying to do jokes. And one of them, I did a joke, it fucking landed. You could tell through the bloody flat screen. He looks at me on the couch and goes, "Ha ha." I said, "Fuck off, mate. You do that sarcastic laugh in this fucking house. That joke paid for your iPad, you fuckhead." You know how hard it is? Just trying to stay on TV, you fucking asshole. He saw me do stand-up comedy last year for the first time at the age of 15, and I got a laugh, as I am tonight, alright? I normally do. We're at home afterwards looking at me weirdly. I said, "What?" He said, "That weirded me out." I said, why? He said, I had no idea you could make people laugh like that. I fucking did, mate, didn't you? How do you reckon I got this house, fuckhead? It was my pretty face that got us across the fucking Anyway, Mel B's wedding, it was exciting. We walked in, me and my wife, she's a big Spice Girls fan. My wife's 45, so right in the age she grew up with the Spice Girls, and she's part Sri Lankan, so Scary Spice was her idol, you know, because and good on them, and good on everyone. That sounded slightly racist, but I'm fucking married to her, so it's not. We've been together 23 years. She's very attractive, my wife. There's no doubt about that, and that makes sense in this country. Because people know that I'm Hughesey. When you take that overseas, it really fucking freaks people out. So I was 31 when we started going out. She was 22, and now I'm 54. She's 45, and she looks like she's still 22, and I look like I'm 170. So she fucking sucked the life out of me. But and people, this happened in Ireland, in Dublin. We went to Dublin. I'd never been to Dublin before. I'd never been to Ireland before, and I did my DNA test a while ago, and I'm 95% Irish. So I wanted to go to the home country. So we went there, and it was a fun. And the first thing we did was my wife booked us a tour to go to the Guinness factory to see the beer being made, which is a fun thing to do, except I haven't had a drink for 30 years, because I'm basically an alcoholic, so yeah, thanks honey, that's a fucking great thing to do. Let's just go watch beer be made. I can't drink of it, because I'm fucking, anyway, whatever. So if you're a heroin addict, you go to a heroin factory. Anyway, we're on one morning, every day on holidays for us is fucking go, we've got to soak it all up. And one morning we had to go to the Cliffs of Moher, which is they're cliffs. They're on the other side of Ireland, which is not as bad as Australia. It's a 40-hour drive to get to Perth from here. It's 2 hours to cross Ireland. But anyway, it's still it's a bus trip. And we saw some cliffs, and fuck, great. I've seen cliffs before, but yeah, they're great cliffs. The point of this story is about the fact that I took my daughter before the bus trip to go to the toilet at Starbucks in Dublin, because that's a very Irish thing to do. And then we came back. My wife had been lining up with my son and my other daughter, and my son's 6'6", by the way, which again is fucking weird. I'm 5'11" on tippy toes. That's led to so many fucking issues now. I was talking to the dentist the other day in South Melbourne. It was me and my son. He's lying in the chair, his fucking feet are out the window. And the dentist goes to me, what's going on here? I said, we're at the dentist, yeah? You're a dentist, aren't you? She said, who's this? I said, it's my son. She said, really? No. I said, no, I lied. I just got this kid off the street. I just want to fucking fix the teeth and straighten it. She said, he's sure? She said, you sure he's yours? Well, I hope so. Thanks for questioning it in front of him. She's sure he's not the milkman's? I said, I'm pretty sure, because they stopped milk deliveries in 1975. So. I reckon he's the milkman's. He's mine. We've had the test done. He's mine. Anyway, so my wife is standing. My beautiful wife is standing next to my 6'6" son, waiting for the fucking bus to open. I'm over at the Starbucks with one of my daughters. I got back there. They were already on the bus. All right. So. And then I sat beside my son, and my wife was in the seat behind us. The two daughters were on their own seats. All right, so she's behind us. The tour guide, this Irish tour guide, came up to my wife and said, do you want to sit next to your son? And she said, no, it's okay. He goes, no, it's okay. I'll get that other guy moved. What other guy? I'm looking around for another guy. He said, mate, you move. Me? Why? My wife said, that's my husband. Fuck off, you asshole. Anyway, so, no, whatever. She's good on her. I put a photo of her on Instagram the other day. 23 years, she said it's the anniversary of our first date. I thought, fuck, I better do something. So I put a photo on Instagram. Got 100 comments straight away. Too good for you, batting above the average, too smart, you're not, have you taken a hostage? I'll accept that from strangers. I remember when my fucking own children started saying that shit. I reckon my son was six 6 years old. He came up to me one day and said, Dad, I said, what, mate? He said, did you meet Mum after you got famous? He was 6. He's working this shit out. I said, you know what, I reckon I did, yeah. He goes, yeah, that makes sense. You fucking worked that out, have you, mate? It takes you half an hour to put a jumper on, but you fucking worked that out, have you? I said, look at my face. He said, why? It's because you've got this face, buddy, yeah. You want to start getting funny real fucking quick. But we had a great time. We had a great time on the trip. We did. The wedding, Mel B's wedding was amazing. There was fucking thousands of people out in front of St. Paul's Cathedral where the wedding was, and the person before me was getting all these paps. The fucking paps. Prince Harry was right to leave London. Those paps are assholes. They're fucking heartless. Because I walked past them, there was about fucking 200 of them, they didn't take one photo. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Went to Wimbledon, I did, and sitting there outside court watching an Australian play in the third round. It was like, there's about the amount of people that's here tonight. So, I mean, it's a great crowd, don't get me wrong, but at Wimbledon, on an outside court, he's going to around the fourth round. We're right on the court. It was an incredible position to be. And then 2 English blokes sat behind us and just started having a conversation really loud. It was the 5th set. I mean, it was a fucking exciting game. My son looks at me going, you going to tell him to shut up, Dad? Well, you're 6'6", you fucking do it. But then everyone's having a crack. Everyone's annoyed, all these Australians sitting around trying to watch our Aussie guy play. And then I thought, fuck, I'm going to have to say something. So I turned to this English bloke. He was about 45, big bloke. I said, mate, can you just be quiet? We're trying to watch the game. He looked at me like no one had ever told him to shut up in his entire fucking life. He was shocked. And apparently he goes, oh, who are you? I said, I just want to watch the match. He said, you little Hitler, are you? It fucking made me angry. Not really the Hitler bit, the little thing. I immediately Googled the height of Hitler. Hitler's 176 centimetres tall. I'm 179. I said, mate, you call me Big Hitler, you fucking arsehole. Offending me. You're the best friend I've ever had. I've never been this happy. Sally gave me an endone. I have got an injury. I have told you that. So I'm not on drugs. No, I'm not. I know I look like I'm on meth. I know I look like I'm on meth. I'm not on meth. If you are, good on you. People on meth do. They are attracted to me. This happened. I was on the light rail once during at the end of the pandemic. Do you remember you had to wear the masks on the light rail? You know, we had to wear the masks in parks, didn't you? Remember? Like fucking outdoors on your own. My manager rang me once and said, the Daily Mail, I got a photo of you. It's incriminating. I said, fuck, what am I doing? They said, you're in a park. I said, right, are my pants down? They said, you're not wearing a mask. I said, fuck, in a park on my own. Fuck, endangering the lives of wombats, am I? So, fucking unbelievable. Anyway, so I was wearing a mask on the light rail to St Kilda one night, no one else on the tram, and I was sitting there. This bloke got on at Middle Park. He didn't look like he lived in Middle Park, he must have been visiting. He did look like a meth enthusiast, I'm not going to lie. And he could have sat anywhere on this, but he fucking sat right opposite me like we're on the fucking restaurant tram having a dinner. I had the mask on, he just started, he didn't have a mask on, but he's staring at me and he goes, you say? You're trying to hide behind the mask, are you? I can see you. I said, mate, I'm not Michael Jackson in 1986. This is a government regulation. He said, well, I'm not wearing one. I said, well, I reckon COVID's the least of your problem, so you do you. Then he goes, do you want to know what I've been up to today? And I'm thinking, I really don't. So I reckon this might form part of a court case. And But I couldn't say that, could I? Because I was scared. So I said, yeah, what have you been up to? And I kid you not, this is true, this bloke looked at me, he said, I stabbed 2 blokes today. I said, fuck, you've had a busy one, haven't you? You need to have a good sleep. Then you start stabbing again in the morning. You don't want to stab when you're tired. You might make mistakes and good people might get hurt. And then he's like, he wanted to keep the conversation going. He looked a bit sinister. He said, what have you been up to? I mean, fucking hell. And now I started to get real scared then. I thought, he's looking for a trifecta of stabbings. I thought, I've got to step this up. He's got to know that I'm unhinged as well. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I can look pretty fucking unhinged. And I cranked it up. I said, mate, I'm on the fucking edge as well. You're not the only one who doesn't think the law fucking matters. I do some fucking wild shit. He said, what have you done today? I said, fuck, I didn't even tap on for this, right? We're both going to hell, man. We're going for free. Guys, you've been an amazing crowd.
Amazing.
For the new comedians here, some of the bits I did then are new, very new. Some of them are reasonably old. So it's a mix, a blend of stuff. So, but what a great crowd we've got in front of us, and I'm just proud of everyone. I'm just going to say it one more time. People who dream about doing stand-up comedy, most people will think about it at some point in their life but never do it. Every fucker here, not all you, but are you a great crowd, don't get me wrong, but everyone who had a, fucking good on you. Yeah. Great crowd, and fucking well done. Full of hard knocks, and thank you.
Thank you. Amazing. That's fire.